Hey there, my name is Mark Newman, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the very first post on my YouTube channel, This Spanish Life. A couple of years ago, my wife and I decided that we wanted to move to Europe when we retired, and we went through a whole process of deciding where do we want to move, when do we want to do it, what are we going to take and what are we going to leave behind, how are we going to take care of my son who is 15 and still in school. And I want to take the opportunity in this channel to go over a lot of that process. And this is kind of for the people who are thinking of moving to Spain or thinking of retiring in Spain and want to know the thought process and know what's going on and how to best do that. Because I spent 41 years in academic medicine, I've got a pretty large group of former residents and former fellows and colleagues who want to keep up with what's going on with us now that we have left the United States and have moved on to Spain. Now, to be honest with you, we haven't done that yet. We've got about 3 weeks before we leave. I was going to start posting earlier, but our visas had not been approved, and I don't think that I could have stood the embarrassment of having a bunch of posts. Oh, this is what we did to make this happen, and then find out that it wasn't going to happen. That would have been pretty bad. And so we decided to wait until our visas were approved, which they did, 3 days ago. We drove up from Greensboro, North Carolina to Washington, D.C. and picked up our visas. And the interesting thing was when they let us know that our passports were ready to pick up, they didn't tell us whether or not we had been approved. And when we got up there and were talking to the personnel at the pickup, they told us, yes, some people don't get approved and they come here to pick up their passports. They open up the envelope and they say, sorry, not today. So we feel very, very blessed that we have been approved and can start our journey. And I am hoping that y'all will follow along with us. We're going to try to chronicle, firstly, the process that we used to decide we want to move to Spain. Then, we want to move to Valencia. And then the whole journey getting from that decision to getting on the plane. And then once we get to Valencia, I want to kind of keep everybody up to date on the process of assimilation, the process of getting settled in, getting an apartment, getting a bank account, getting our son settled into his new school, stuff like that. I've been in academic medicine for 41 years, and I spent the last 9 years as a professor of maternal fetal medicine at Wake Forest University in North Carolina. But over this whole course of my career, not just at Wake Forest, but at the other institutions before that, I have gotten a pretty large group of former residents, former fellows, and other colleagues who have said, we really want to follow along with you and hear about what's going on. A lot of them are thinking, when it's my turn, maybe I want to retire in Spain. And a lot of them just want to keep up with me because I kept them entertained during some pretty busy times in their life. So that's what this channel is going to be about. I'm going to try to post new content weekly. And I hope that this is something that you will enjoy following with us. And I hope that you subscribe and give us a like. But next week, I'm going to go over the beginnings of our journey and how we made decisions and what those decisions were and how we implemented them. So I hope to see you next week.